morning.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Mark D.A.N.T.E, and we're going to be talking about two things today. We're talking about passion and our thoughts. Who here is passionate about something?
My name is Mark D.A.N.T.E. Basically, I wanted to start getting into the area of public speaking after the recent events that I've been through. I've wanted to help others for a long time.
In 2010, my father passed away from brain cancer, and I fell into a depression. After that, my best friend passed away in a car accident. I fell deep into depression. I was thinking negatively, okay, wasn't good thoughts. Okay, I had to take responsibility for how I felt, okay? I looked at the situation and said, what can I control? Okay, I can't control that stuff happened, okay? What I can control is my mind and my attitude. So I came up with a process of turning my negative thoughts into positive thoughts. You guys have so much more than I had when I was your age. You guys have all these distractions, cell phones, social media, all this stuff, okay? Think about the distractions that distract you from what you love to do. Take time for yourself, study who you are. Take personality tests. Go online, Google personality tests, take a test, see what your strengths are. Find out if you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, okay? Find out what you're good at. Study you, okay?
What made me want to reach out to the kids? I'm a firm believer in that the youth is the future. They're really in that stage where they don't understand who they are as individuals, and I felt like the material that I provided would help them or guide them to better understand themselves.
One of my favorite authors, Caroline Myss, has a good way of explaining being in the moment. Look at yourself as an investment banker, okay? You have $100, 100 almost be in the moment dollars, okay? And you have to use these dollars throughout the day of being in the moment, okay? But you're waking up, you're spending $20 on something that happened 2 years ago. Say you broke up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, she said you were ugly. And you're thinking about that, you're beating up on yourself about that, okay? You're not in the moment, you're not here today. Okay, you're spending another $50 on a situation that happened a couple weeks ago. Maybe a coach or somebody told you you were unathletic, okay? And you're beating yourself up and you're going through your day and you're burning through this $100. Before you know it, you have no money, but you have to take out loans because you have to run on $100. So the first thing you're going to tap into is your creativity, okay? Say you're in band, you love to play the instrument. You're going to notice maybe that you just don't have the energy or the ability to play that instrument because you're beating up on yourself, okay? Next thing you're going to tap into is your relationships with people, okay? Mom and dad want to know what's going on in school, but you don't have the energy to talk because you're just sitting there beating up on yourself, okay? The lesson is to be in the moment, okay? Be here now. Appreciate the day.
What research have I done to be knowledgeable on living better? That's a good question. I've been doing this for kind of a long time. I think ever since my father got ill in 2008, we kind of did a lot of things together as far as like meditation-wise goes, but when we would go to his like chemo treatments, his radiation treatments, different treatments like that, we'd always be listening to like Dr. Wayne Dyer, Caroline Myss is another author that I listen to a lot, Deepak Chopra, there's other people, Eckhart Tolle. So you just kind of listen to these audio tapes in the car, and obviously they talk about life and different aspects of that. But been doing that for a long time, just studying others, to be honest with you.
Step 2. Trust your gut and write it down. Okay?
The 5 steps, it took a process because it was through meditation, but it was also kind of almost recapping my years of depression and kind of looking back on how, okay, I'm starting to feel better. How did I do this? And I kind of did it not knowing I was doing it. So I looked back at it and I was like, you know, I really started to take time for myself. I was really starting to do that. I was eliminating my distractions that were in my life, the things that weren't necessary. Step 2, started a journal. Started a journal, and I never used to journal. And I always thought it was weird. I always thought it was, just, I wasn't who I was. And I finally started to write things down, and that helped a lot. 3 is always something I've always known about, was visualization and everything. And I realized I need to tap back into that, because I wasn't doing that as I used to do before. I used to use that a lot, and I wasn't doing that during when I was depressed. 4 kind of came from Dr. Wayne Dyer. I've listened to a lot of his stuff, and he talks about fear and excuses, and that is something that I'm still working on, and so. And then 5 is action, and action I came across as far as I listened to Eric Thomas, who's a motivational speaker. He's a public speaker, and he talks about action, with a purpose though, and I totally agree with him on that aspect, as far as with like a certain intensity, a certain drive, and it was basically almost like a collaboration of what I was thinking and what I've read and what I've studied, and so those steps were kind of developed over time through my journal.
Visualization. We all do this. Whether you know it or not, you do this. You visualize yourself doing the act, the passion that you want to do, okay? Not only seeing it, but feeling it as well, that emotion, okay? When I think I want to be a social worker, I visualize myself helping people on a one-on-one situation. I can close my eyes and I can feel the gratitude of helping someone. So not only seeing what you want, but feeling it too.
What is D.A.N.T.E and why did I start it? D.A.N.T.E is Do a Nice Thing Every Day. It was actually started in 2008 in memory of my father, whose name is D.A.N.T.E. Do a Nice Thing Every Day. That was started to raise money for my dad, who was suffering from brain cancer at the time. There was an alternative treatment that he was reacting very well to. So we needed to raise a lot of money in a short amount of time, and we had a silent auction for him. And I was thinking of how to raise this money for him along with the silent auction, and I took his name and I sat down. I'm like, how can this D.A.N.T.E be an acronym for something positive? And I just started. I've always liked creating things, so I started to brainstorm. I always like the process of brainstorming too. And I came up with Do a Nice Thing Every Day. We started making bracelets and t-shirts, and it did really, really well. And now it's almost like it's just a philosophy for me now. It's how I like to approach my day.
Remove fear and excuses. Excuses are lies we just tell ourselves to stay in our comfort zone. That's all an excuse is. Write that down. Excuses are just lies we tell ourselves to stay in our comfort zone.
What are my long-term goals with D.A.N.T.E? My long-term goals are basically to create almost a movement of good energy, a way of living that people can kind of go by. D.A.N.T.E in my mind is almost like a mantra that you could say at the beginning of your day, where are the opportunities to do a nice thing every day?
There's a good story about Socrates, who's a Greek philosopher. One of his understudies came to him and he says, I want the knowledge you possess. How do I get the knowledge you possess? And Socrates looked at him, he walked him offshore. Okay, he walked him into the water. And they're standing across from each other, and they're about this deep, okay? And Socrates takes him, and he pushes him underneath the water, okay? And the guy's scratching for air, scratching. Socrates is a strong dude. He's holding him down. Just before he's about to get him, he lets him up. He's gasping for air. He looks at him, he says, when you want knowledge, as bad as you wanted that air, then you're going to get that knowledge. Okay? It's that drive. Okay? It's wanting it.
I want to build almost a community of people that understand what Dante is. And one of my strategies right now is when I sell these things, a certain percentage will go to a cause of some sort. And that Dante community can pick that cause kind of thing. And it'll go directly to that cause. I feel there's a lot of good companies out there, but you don't know where the money is going. For example, like the American Cancer Society and all that stuff, you know, they're making millions of dollars off this, but where's the money going? And so with Dante, I kind of wanted, you know, you can see where the money's going, and then, you know, provide updates on, you know, who we helped and what we plan on doing in the future. I want it to be, I want the company to be very transparent. What you see is what you get kind of thing.
Okay, I'm going to end on this. You don't know what to be in life, but be love in the meantime. Do a nice thing every day, Dante, and I promise you guys, good things will happen to you, okay? Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of your day.